Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
Here we go, everybody. Here we go.
Back
at it again. Continuing our Black History Month, man. Some good stuff.
Yeah.
Some good stuff. If you guys haven't already, which camera to look at? Anyways, go check it out, man. We got some good ones. Last week's was amazing. They've all been amazing.
Yeah. Shout
Macy,
out to Macy
Jemison, man.
Jemison.
Oh, you guys like science? Check that out. It's good. So good, man. We've had some good ones. Go back, check them all out. Even the ones from last year too, man. Go check those out too.
I got something real funny for you, bro.
Okay. What you got?
Gave you a lot of crap last week because we started off the show and we were talking about WEB.
Oh yeah.
Is Du Bois.
Is it? No way.
It's Du Bois.
I got it right.
It's Du Bois.
How did you find that out? Just out of curiosity.
I went and looked it up. I was like, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I was trying to be too extra.
Okay.
And sure enough, pronounced DEWBOYSS.
All right.
Du Bois.
Man, I feel so good. Let's end the podcast because that is awesome, dude. I am so stoked for that.
I had to give you that, bro. I had to give you that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny, man? You didn't even have to say anything.
No, I had to.
I know you are, but I'm just saying.
If I was wrong, I was wrong.
Yeah, I get it, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's so funny, dude, because you gave me such crap for that.
I did, and that's what I'm saying. I was like, man. And I was going back and forth like, damn, should I even say something? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, if I'm wrong, you know I'm wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But anyways, man,
I don't want to be right.
This week we got a special one for you guys.
Yeah.
We're doing a comedy, dude.
We're doing comedy. Yeah, we're just gonna shout out, you know what I'm saying, black comedians. We're not gonna really go in too deep as far as history.
No, this will be
a lot of these guys, you guys and gals, everybody knows of, should know of. And yeah, we're just gonna talk about what they mean to the culture, what they've done, and have some fun with it. Maybe have a little top list in there somewhere.
I better get prepared. Get a top list going.
Top list in there. So, yeah, man. With no further ado,
you know what? So
let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's dive in, and I want to talk about real quick because I did kind of do a little research of like who kind of started or who was the first accredited, and they keep accrediting Flip Wilson. I don't know if you
Flip Wilson. Yeah.
If you remember Flip Wilson, I mean, it's before both of our times.
Right.
But he did have a variety skit show.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the first. He was the first black man to ever have one of those shows on, and I watched some clips. Funny, good. Like NBC put him on, I think in the early 70s, dude. I can't remember the years. I don't have it written down or anything, but I did watch some clips of it. And him and Red Foxx were right there.
OGs.
Yeah, they were
OGs.
right there, dude.
Yeah.
And even some of the women that were on like their shows and stuff were like, right there. So
Right there.
I had to give those because everything I looked up, dude, I could not. I was like, it's got to go back further than that.
Of course.
And I think it probably does, but it's not accredited as far as entertainment goes, like putting them on TV. Or
right,
because there was
things have expanded so much too over the years,
right? But you also have the clubs back in the day that were probably just all black clubs, right? And they were probably doing all different kinds, not just music, but comedy was probably being in those clubs,
right?
So I'm sure there were, and they didn't maybe necessarily make it. They got a little old, who knows?
Who knows?
But the first accredited would be Flip Wilson and Red Foxx, man.
And definitely shout out to Red Foxx,
right? Sanford and Sons, dude.
Hey, I want to say something about comedy in general.
Yeah,
and why this is, you know me, dude, and anybody who has watched this show at any given point knows I'm a huge comedy fan.
You are.
I'm a comedian fan. I love
You are, dude.
my comedians.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Way
And
more than I am.
I
dude.
love
way
my
more
comedians,
than me. Yeah.
right? And I'm a huge stand-up, or huge fan. I'm a fan of stand-up. Huge stand-up comedy fan. And so, you know, I was really thinking about it as we were approaching this show, and how incredibly difficult the art of doing stand-up comedy.
Right. Yes.
To be a comedic actor is difficult. To be an actor, to do any of this stuff, to get up on stage in front of anybody, to be an entertainer, to do any of this stuff in front of a crowd is very hard, right? But
I think in comedy in general, specifically though, is got to be really hard because in music generally you have a group behind you. Right? And yes, you're still up there performing, but it's so much more intimate, I think, as far as like
that's the thing.
Because it's straight talking to the
there's
audience.
not even a sport out there, a sport where you have this level of intense attention, right? I think the only other thing that you can equate it to is like, speaking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Public speaking and motivational speaking and stuff like that, right?
Which I would think is now
would feel like a tad bit easier because they're there for the
because they're here to hear whatever it is, whatever the subject is. But to try to make people laugh,
you can sometimes bullshit your way through that. And I'm not. You can bullshit your way through that and say, and if tomorrow if you walk outside and the skies are gray, don't worry.
Right.
Remember, they will always turn blue. Oh shit, he's speaking that shit. He's talking that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But in comedy, you're there to entertain, and just like with acting and sports, you're there to entertain, except for in stand-up comedy, the onus is on you. And one joke, you could be killing and bomb one joke, and the rest of your set is done. You could be bombing and then hit them with one that's like, Netflix special. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then they're like, yo, man, but that one hit. And there's no, like you said in music, there's no band, there's no DJ, you don't have a hype man. It's like the one creative art form that it's you versus everybody in the room.
Right.
And everybody that's sitting at home. And so when we get to talking about, these people, man, shout out to them, dude. That's you know what I mean? All eyes on me. You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous.
Dude, one spotlight.
And to be successful and to have gone through what they've gone through.
And on a continual basis, too, right?
Yep.
Like, I'm sure we'll get into maybe a little bit later in our conversation, but you have flashes in the pan type of comedians,
for
too.
Sure.
Where they might hit for maybe it's a certain era, right? But they never can get out of it, right? They're stuck in that. It's almost like they get pigeonholed into that specific style, but never really transcend that, and it could be very political based. It can be
whatever it is,
whatever's going on around, and then you get kind of pigeonholed into that, right? And then it's like, but to transcend that, dude, and keep going and to keep evolving in your comedy routine is something different. And I think it's very closely related to music in that sense as well, like to be still relevant.
Right.
And as you keep going,
you got to evolve.
You have to keep evolving.
Yeah.
You have to get, it's almost like you have to keep getting the younger generation in, right? So you got the
somehow, yeah.
You get 20-some-year-olds, right? And you're getting older as you're a 20-some-year-old,
right?
And then you have the 30-year-old audience, but you still got to get, now there's a whole new generation of 20-year-olds that you have to go get. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so it's like this constant evolution,
it's constant growth, man.
Yeah, so it's very interesting.
And excuse me, the experiences change, right? So the more successful you become, a lot of times it becomes harder for comedians to remain successful because comedy comes from a painful place or from a very real place. You know what I mean? And so to continue to have good content when you're up doing stand-ups, and I'm talking specifically stand-up, right? A lot of these people transition into comedic actors and actresses roles, and that's great, right? And a lot of them end up killing it because of their ability to improv and think quickly, and that's why they become so, like, once you reach that level of success in the stand-up world and you're able to transition, it's almost an easy transition because it's like, I got to remember, okay, well, I remember my jokes. That's easy, right? I can remember some fucking lines.
Right.
I got to deal with, changing on the fly and improving, and that's easy. I already do that every time I go into a comedy club. So that's why the transition is so easy.
Right.
But like I said, man, it's such a hard thing to get up there and transcend and continue to grow and just really be one of the best at one of the hardest things to do in this world, man.
And talk about a pin game, dude. Because we talk about, like, if you guys watch our reviews, by the way, like, we always talk about, like, the pin game of, like, writing material when you're singing and stuff like that. But when you really think about the pin game of a joke writing, and the story and the way it can, the way they construct it to, they take you through this whole through line, right? And sometimes it will be through their whole hour act too. You know what I'm saying? Where they'll continually bring up that same joke or that same punchline in a different way. Right. And sometimes they'll go 20 minutes without even mentioning it, but then somehow
then they drop it.
And then everybody loses it, man. It's just like, oh my God, what? I totally forgot that you were going there. Exactly. But to write that out, right?
It's like, you hit him with some joke about coins in the cup. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was hidden.
Right.
And then 15 minutes later, you whole other joke about something else, and they're like, that's why them goddamn coins in the cup. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit.
And the way they relate it, though. Yeah, but the way they relate it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Again,
Facts.
Pen game in writing, in writing that, and
pen game serious. Yeah, the work ethic, all of it.
But and then watching, obviously, I think a lot of people do watch Joe Rogan. Listening to all of his guests that come on that are comedians and stuff like that, with the way that they have to, everybody has a different style of writing, right?
Right.
But they all say the same thing, hands down. You can't. It doesn't matter what you write. You have to go up and perform it, and you have to give it to an audience. And if an audience doesn't, they'll basically tell you, in the sense of them not laughing or them whatever, the joke might be good, but you might have to go about it in a different route,
right,
than what you're taking. And then that's where the your brain kind of kicks in and go, okay, I got to change this on the fly.
Exactly.
Okay, they're not laughing at this.
Right.
I'll just remaneuver how you do it, and then it kind of just evolves that way too.
Exactly.
In performing, and that's a scary thing, dude.
It's a scary thing, bro.
I could tell you right now, I would never, ever.
I'm telling you, it's
would
very
never,
hard, man, to be successful in this game.
Plus, I just don't have that mind.
And then to be black and successful in this is
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They ain't giving no passes out here. Yeah.
Something different.
They ain't giving no passes out here. You know what I mean? You got to be really, really funny.
So before we get into like actual like stand-up comedians, Richard Pryor, dude, like one of my, I've seen some of his stand-up, dude, but one of my favorite movies of all time, dude, is like comic movies, like is Hear No Evil, Speak No Evil.
Classic.
I can watch that movie all the time, dude. Classic.
Classic.
I just love. It is the funniest movie to me that is ever made.
Richard Pryor, the comedic actor, was something to see in that time. Like, if you go back and watch, because obviously that's not my era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it's not mine.
I know
either,
it's not yours either. I'm just saying,
but still, like,
yeah, it's not our era. So it's like, but if you go back and you watch those movies and how genius they were done, like so far ahead of their time, as far as the level of realness, like real ass shit that was really going on, mixed with funny. And Richard Pryor is he's the guy.
Right. And the also the raunchiness of him as well.
The rawness,
because,
that's what I'm saying.
He to me, from my point of view, he was the pioneer of that kind of
Red Fox was definitely set the stage for that. Richard Pryor took it as far as what we see today.
Right.
We don't have no Eddie Murphys, no Bernie Macs, no Dave Chappelle's, no We don't even have some white comedians out here doing what they're doing without Richard Pryor. Because Richard Pryor was out there. I don't give a fool. You know what I mean?
Right.
Facts.
So I had to shout out Richard Pryor because he is kind of before both of our times, but he's kind of like he's one of those that he's there with Flip Wilson, Red Fox,
right, all in that time.
It's just
Red Fox was one of the OGs. Flip Wilson, Dick Gregory. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Richard Pryor. Those guys are the old.
Yeah, they're all right in that era.
Jeezys, bro. The old Jeezys, man. So hell yeah, man. Shout out to Richard Pryor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, the way that black comedy has evolved over the years, and we kind of got into something I want to touch on too, and I'm gonna touch on it. We're gonna get to it early, man. Is the amount of black female comedians.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them out. Like it's crazy because they're there. It's just the notoriety that they're getting. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and it just doesn't seem like there's that many.
Well, and it's harder for them to really crack through because they're females.
Right. And
they're black and they're females. So it's like, we ain't letting y'all get in. Y'all ain't that funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know they are.
Right.
You know?
I think the female comedian across all races anyways has been, I think, a fairly recent type of thing anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In recent history.
Right.
In our lifetime, basically.
Right.
If you want to put it that way.
For sure.
Of them breaking through.
For sure.
All females. I mean, like, and like you said, black females even more in particular,
Yeah, you
like
gotta look at
harder.
you gotta look at like Wanda Sykes, one of the OGs.
Oh, one of the OGs, dude. I love Wanda Sykes, dude.
Right.
She's one of the best.
Somebody
dude.
who's done it right, you know what I'm saying, and had a stellar career.
We'll talk about consistency though.
Consistency.
She had the consistency and still does to this day, dude. Still to this day.
The Whoopi Goldbergs, even though she's transitioned more into more of a role of she's always had this role. But obviously with what I think it's The View, right? The View. And she's kind of like she just transformed into the OG. Like she's just the OG.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's just the OG. Like
again, talk about movies, dude. She's got some fantastic movies.
But Whoopi Goldberg is like funny for no goddamn reason sometimes. Like she be saying some real ass shit. You be like, oh, her? Like
I feel like Whoopi Goldberg would be fun just to kick it with, dude. Like
for sure.
Just the interactions with she would have.
I don't even want to talk to her. I just want to be in the room, bro.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like just like if she was like we were sitting all at a bar.
Like, look at this motherfucker here.
Like, yeah, I think that would be
look at this
really
motherfucker here. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, what is he doing? This motherfucker thing. Oh shit. Talk about it on The View tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, you got the Moniques of the world.
Monique for sure, dude.
Leslie Jones.
Man. So. Leslie
Let's talk
Jones,
about the legend, bro.
Leslie Jones, dude, is
hilarious.
I really like Leslie Jones. Like every time I see her, whether it's her stand up, whether it's in a stupid commercial, movies that she's in, I'm always enjoying her always, dude. Like she's just
funny, bro.
And it's again, I think that's you know, one of those things too. I think she's kind of in the Whoopi category a little bit. I think she's funnier as a actual comedian, but I feel like she's one of those that like she's funny. Like
she's just
she's funny all the time.
She's
you know,
real
like
as
she's
hell,
just
but she's
real
funny, man.
Yeah,
like you watch her in an interview, and we kind of talked about this earlier, and we'll touch on it again later as we talk about some of these other comedians. But you watch her in an interview, and it's so natural. Like she's just has a personality.
Saying, yeah,
and she can see something, react to it, and have a funny comment that's not. It just makes sense in that moment, and you're like, "Damn, that shit was funny!" God damn, that.
I love that wittiness, dude.
That wittiness,
yeah. Where it just comes quick. As a matter of fact, you have that. You do a lot. I know you're not.
Time to time, you know what I mean?
I know you're not a comedian, but I got to shout you out a little bit, you know. But
coming out with a comedy show next week.
I wish I had that, dude, because my brain does not operate that way. It just doesn't. It takes me a few minutes to process stuff sometimes. Yeah. Not all the time, but sometimes, you know, to process something that somebody said and then have something witty to come back to.
Yeah, that's a hard thing.
Fire, dude. It's so cool to have that, you know.
That come from the lunchroom, you know what I'm saying, when we was growing up, you know what I mean? We used to have to sit in the lunchroom and diss each other.
Right. I mean,
you old such and such looking ass mother. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some more is another one who's incredibly funny, been in a lot of movies. Her stand-ups are funny. She's got the attitude.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's got and I mean that in a good way. In a good way. I don't want nobody killing me. Linnell, you probably don't even know.
I don't know.
If you seen Linnell, here.
Yeah, turn it real quick. Oh, of course. Yeah. My bad. Yeah.
Cheryl Underwood.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Man, because I had to pop. I'm like, I know I'm Adele Givens.
Let me see. Of course,
yeah,
dude.
Like
yeah.
I'm tripping.
But see, again, you know what sucks about that, dude? Like, what you said, like the notoriety is not as prominent as a male. You
Agreed.
know?
Agreed.
I see the faces and I'm like, oh yeah. But I don't know for my bad, you know, for not, but it's not in your face like a Kevin Hart is in your face all the time. So you know a Kevin Hart, you know what I'm saying? Like he's just around everywhere. He's doing comedy specials. You know.
Yeah, and and that's why I love what Tiffany had, and she's gotten so much hate over some of the stuff she's done. But I love what Tiffany Haddish has done. You know, she came in the game. She came in with a loud bang. She took her opportunity. And a lot of people got her. Oh, she's on everything. She's on SNL. She's on this. She's on that. Yes. Because if she does not do that, then she gets lost, and then you forget, and then she pops back up, and you're like, "Where you been at?
Right?
Where'd you? You were a one-hit wonder." Mm-hmm. And then not only did she do that, but she took to Netflix and created a platform that got other young comedians in general, but other young female comedians to come on and showcase their talents. And when you can do that, when you can take your success and your privilege, you know what I'm saying, the privileges that you've had, that you've earned. I don't want to say privilege like, you know, the privileges that you've earned, you've earned, and use that to give back and give other people opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a little bit sooner than you had it at that point in this, you know, in your career. It's incredible, man. So shout out to Tiffany Haddish. Shout out to Leslie Jones, man. Shout out to there's another person I want to say, but I want to save them for an independent conversation because it has to do with a group.
Oh, I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's another female that's in that list that one of the greats, but it has to do with a group, so we'll get to that. You know what I'm saying? Or we get to it now. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, let's
jump into it.
Let's jump into it because
hopscotch, you know what I mean?
Let's get into it.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think what's important to and the reason I brought up Flip Wilson is because of the variety comedy type of show act, right? That was on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it was a catalyst. Obviously, it was being done by white comedians as well. Those variety, right?
Well, yeah, but right.
Okay, so anyways, I'm just saying.
Facts, big fact.
But this was that was a huge step for this other show we're going to talk about. But and
everything they've done,
right? Which is stand-up comedy movies again, obviously, and that's the Wayans siblings. So, I mean, Living Color, right? Personally, besides like the Dave Chappelle show,
in Living Color,
I think is one of the funniest sketch comedies shows I've ever seen, dude.
Facts.
Like, honestly, dude, it's the Chappelle show. It's Living Color. It's one of those.
I'm sorry, bro. Like, we talk about SNL and how long is like In Living Color is like that. It's that.
But you had David Allen Greer on there,
dude.
Jamie Foxx was on there, plus all the Wayans, and then
J-Lo was a backup. Then she was a dancer, bro.
Right?
J-Lo was a dancer. Now she's an international superstar. Like, come on, man.
But you had Kenan.
Jim Carrey, bro.
Jim Carrey was on there. You had Kenan Wayans.
All the Wayans.
Sean, Marlon, Damon.
Kim.
And I was going to get there.
Okay, my bad.
Because that's what I was kind of roping around into. The other female would be Kim Wayans. And highly unrated. Or underrated.
Underrated, yeah, for sure.
You know, and it kind of sucks because she is hilarious, dude. So funny, man.
So funny.
Like, that show, again, I don't know if the Flip Wilson show, if it never existed, if In Living Color would ever exist, I'm not, you always play those what if games, but I don't know, dude. I don't know if it would ever really, because that was like kind of like the jumping point.
Yeah.
And the Wayans are in this conversation of some of the greats, dude.
Well, you got to put them in their own little category. Like that original group of Wayans, you got to put them in their own category of what they were able to do. And what Kenan and Damon, were able to do very early. That set the stage for Kim and Sean and Marlon and now their kids, you know what I'm saying, are all are in some of them are into comedy, you know what I mean, and getting their shots. And My Wife and Kids with Damon Wayans, you were asking me earlier, who do I think is the funniest one? Damon Wayans, to me, when you talk about underrated individually, how funny he is.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he does get lost in the conversation. And part of it is because you got this great, like, they're like a royal family of comedy.
Right, because
you got to take them out. Like,
you're like,
they don't count.
But what about Marlon? What about Sean? What about Kenan? It's like, I get that.
Right. But Damon Wayans is one of the funniest
Damon
sons
Wayans
of guns, dude.
is great. And I'm sorry, dude.
I know.
Marlon Wayans is one of my favorite Wayans brothers, dude. I just think he's hilarious, dude. I really do enjoy his comedy. Even his stand-up, dude. I like some of his stand-up, bro.
I just think he overdoes it sometimes, bro.
I do, but that,
like, if you watch him in interviews,
he's kind of like the Jim Carrey of, in a sense.
Great analogy, bro. It's like every time you see him, he's trying to be funny. Not newer Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey now, he's an OG. He's a thug. He's straight thug. Beard and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we're not here to talk about white people. It's just Black History Month. No, I'll just play.
I'll excuse myself.
Right. You're done. You're out here.
Bye.
Show's over. You know what I'm saying? I got it from here. No, I'm just playing. Nah, but yeah, man. Like, royal family. Like I said, My Wife and Kids. Man, I still watch that shit. Like, it's still funny as hell to me.
Right. But Damon Wayans has been in I think as far as like movies go, I think his movies are
fire, dude.
Are just great. Those like late '90s movies that he was in, dude. Oh,
Damon Wayans is fire. So
yeah,
fire.
yeah, the
Major
Wayans-
Pain, bro.
right? Oh my god, dude. There's just so many, dude. There's so many.
It's a classic, bro. Hood classic, bro. All right, so let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Okay, let's get down to it.
Let's get down to the nitty gritty. The nitty. I'm gonna let you pick 10 or 5.
5.
5. Okay. Top 5.
That might morph into 10.
That's fine. You know what?
But let's do 5.
Let's do 5 and see where it goes.
Yeah, you want to do top 5s, right?
Top 5 got to be in order. Top
In order.
5 black comedians, and this is what I'm gonna say to you. Here's the asterisk. It's got to be your era.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because it's hard for you to judge when it wasn't. It's got to be at least something that you're familiar with enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't watch Richard Pryor and Red Fox enough.
Right, I get it.
So to me, I almost lift them up to. I'm gonna lift those OGs up to legendary status. I can't put them in my list. They're in a league of their own. They're out of the conversation.
Gotcha.
And some of these people that are in my list are out of the conversation. But they're from my era. I grew up watching these guys. Your top 5.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it.
Your top 5 and why?
Well, all right. Well, we got to talk about this because the conversation's got to flow here because I'm not sure we're easy number 1 though.
Easy number 1.
Easy number 1 is Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle for me, number 1, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about Dave Chappelle is his comedy when he was young was good.
Mm-hmm.
His comedy now is, to me, so much better. It's so much more well thought out. He talks about real stuff. I mean, now he's throwing out videos of him just on stage just recently of his Netflix, them putting the Chappelle Show on there.
And the whole Comedy Central.
And it wasn't funny. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but there was some moments he made it.
There was a couple pieces in there. But that's what I'm saying. Like, he's transcended into a level that I'm not sure anybody else can touch.
It'll be
at this
very
moment.
hard.
I don't see anybody else. So the rest of my list can't touch Dave Chappelle.
No, it's and I agree with you. I think it's Dave Chappelle number 1 for sure. I actually have him as my personal greatest of all time. Again, you know, I didn't get to see those guys, so it's very hard. You know, I got to watch Dave Chappelle growing up, and his early comedy specials, the genius that was the Dave Chappelle Show, because it was it's so timeless, and it was done at a time that it needed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And it resonates so much still to this day. Like, if you go back and watch those skits, like he was doing stuff, man. Like, he was going at some issues and making them funny. You know what I mean? And,
right. Yeah.
You know, the black white supremacists, you know, the R. Kelly skits, you know what I'm saying? And even he got demonized somewhat for the R. Kelly skits. He's like, look, I'm calling out a real issue.
Right. Well, he still gets called out to this day, though.
The point is, my job is to turn something and make you aware of it by using comedy.
Mm-hmm.
The black white supremacists, like the damn the crackhead, man. I can't remember his name.
Right. I know what you're talking about. That.
You know, his stand up comedies. You know, what's all this chocolate on your face? Chocolate, this ain't chocolate, this is doodle, baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just the crazy stuff that he's been able to do. Him being blackballed from the game, from the industry, and then coming back.
Well, that's the
being
thing.
Like,
he's
you know what I'm saying?
But he straight up walked away, though.
Straight up walked away.
He walked away, and he walked away for
years.
And came back and popular
and
still
they
as ever.
drug his name through the mud, bro.
Right.
They called him all kind of things,
mm-hmm.
and he came back stronger than he was before.
Right.
And incredible. So
incredible,
clearly,
dude.
Dave, in my eyes, is number one, and it's going to be very hard to catch him. You got to do some crazy
stuff. But let's talk about the Kings of Comedy too, real quick. You know, I mean, we had Steve Harvey, we had Cedric the Entertainer.
That was so classic. Bro.
Bernie Mac.
Do you remember when that came out?
God, dude,
not even a year, but do you remember?
Yes, I do remember.
Do you remember when it came out and you watched it?
It was hilarious.
So when it came out, it was like I was just old enough to watch it, for my parents to love it, because hey,
right.
You know what I mean? It's like,
right.
And I just remember watching it and being like, this is so. It's if you watch it right now, dude, your gut will hurt for hours. Because it is so.
It's just like nonstop.
It's
dude.
nonstop.
Yes.
Funny.
Right. It's
like,
hilarious.
It is a classic stand up.
It is. D.L. Hughley was in that.
D.L. Hughley, Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
Said the Entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
And rest in peace to the great Bernie Mac.
Right. You know who I was just thinking of, dude, and we kind of had a conversation before we shot this, dude, is Sinbad, dude.
Yo,
Sinbad was hilarious back in the day, and
that is an incredible.
And he was clean, for the most part. Like, I don't remember him really like.
And he got blackballed because of that, like, low key.
But dude, when I was a kid, Sinbad was I remember the goofy, like.
Yo, Sinbad was hilarious.
Sinbad, bro. Sinbad, dude. Like, I'm like. So Sinbad.
Damn, that's a good call out, bro.
Yeah, Sinbad was.
Damn, that's a good call out, bro.
Because I remember his specials. Remember when the big baggy pants, like the MC Hammer stuff was going on.
Fire.
The parachute pants, whatever they were called.
Right.
But his specials, dude, his comedy specials were so funny to me, dude. And as a kid,
Sinbad, bro.
As a kid,
put some respect on his name, bro. You might have just, man.
So, Sinbad is in the list. I'm not placing him yet, though. Sinbad is.
You just changed my list, bro. God damn, you might have changed my list, bro. I got to think about it, but you might have changed my list.
Anyways, Sinbad's in there for me personally. I think about all these greats, dude, and it's really hard.
Nah, bro, you gotta rank them, bro.
I know.
Don't get around it.
I'm not getting around it. I'm working through it, son of a bitch. Just listen. God dang.
It's Black History Month, man. You can't talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn police brutality over here, man. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? White privilege.
Okay.
Go ahead. My bad. Well, you know what it is. It's the comedy. It's the black comedy show. So we gotta joke around a little bit.
So we got Sinbad's in my list.
Okay.
And I'll place him here in just a second.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of want to run through some people. You know what I'm saying? Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Murphy is in my list as well.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I was super young when Raw came out, dude. But I remember still watching that when I was early teen. Ish, you know what I'm saying, and going, oh my god, what is I don't know if I should be watching this, dude. Like, anyways, dude,
I don't know if I should watch it today. You
right?
know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a grown ass man, like.
But I would love to see Eddie Murphy do stand up again.
I heard he wants to come back, bro.
I heard so too. But
I heard he's having the itch. He wants to come.
That will be really interesting to see if he can still do it.
I think he would have done it had this year not gone
since
away.
of COVID and stuff like that. Yeah,
because he's not going to do. It's Eddie Murphy, bro.
Yeah.
He's not going to do. But look at what he did. What did he do? He turned around, coming to America. I'm about
dude, I cannot wait for that movie, guys. I can't wait.
I'm about to be all over that.
That's coming up too, isn't it? In
Hell
March
yeah,
or something?
shit. I'm going to watch Party, bro. What are you talking about? I'm about to be all kind of dashikis, all kind of, you know what I'm saying? All kind of shit.
So, I'm going to say Eddie Murphy number 2.
Okay.
So
I respect it.
Just because of the what he's done.
I respect it.
I think even though he's still not in the game in that way, like he's still making movies,
course.
obviously.
He's a legend, but he's transcended.
He's still doing his thing and hilarious, dude. Like, and it still kind of shows through in his movies because he always does like those. Again, Coming to America is going to be another one of those, right? Or Nutty Professor or whatever, where he's plays all those different parts.
Kind of characters.
That's kind of like stand-up comedy.
And shout out to Arsenio Hall too, bro, because Arsenio Hall was right there doing the same shit with him, bro.
Dude, for
you know
sure.
What I'm saying? Shout out to Arsenio.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
man, Arsenio Hall too, man.
Yeah, I don't have him in my top 5.
But dude, man,
but he's you know what I'm saying? Like
he's legend,
it's hard,
bro.
It's hard because he's like, how do you not have him in your top 5? You say legend, like. It's just not in my personal top 5.
Right. I get you. Yeah, he's not in there as well for me.
You know what I mean?
So, Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, Jamie Foxx, number 3.
Whoa.
Jamie Foxx, number 3. Dude. Jamie Foxx, number
3, dude. What? Bro, stop it, bro.
I'm
are
serious.
you hitting me for shock value?
No.
Wow.
I really enjoyed Jamie Foxx, dude.
Look, and that's not a knock on Jamie Foxx. Wow.
Jamie Foxx, dude.
Number 3.
Number 3 would be Jamie Foxx for me, dude. I think Jamie Foxx is hilarious, dude.
I agree.
He's one of those genuinely just funny dudes. Like, I just find him hilarious, dude. He is so funny. He is... Talk about entertaining. He is very entertaining just to watch.
I agree.
But his... In Living Color days, right? Where I first was introduced to Jamie Foxx, which maybe a lot of people were... unless you were
for sure
in LA, I guess at the time, and you were watching his stand up there or whatever.
Right.
And then his stand up, and then the movies, and then it's just he's number 3, dude. He's just what was the character the massage? Was it Wanda or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
Just hilarious, dude. He's up there. He's number 3 for me, dude. Number 3. Number 4.
Wow.
Is going to be Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac he was something different, dude. I was, I don't really get affected that much by when celebrities pass away. But when he died, and I think he was doing his show at that time, the Bernie Mac show, and he died during, I wouldn't say when he was filming it, but like when that was in production, I should say. I was like, I couldn't believe I was like, bro, he's like 50 years old or whatever he was at that time. He was early 50s.
It was funny because I was talking to my wife last night about this, and the only other thing that I can equate it to in my personal life was when Nipsey died. Like like when Pac died, when Bernie Mac died, when Nipsey died. Like, it was like, what?
I couldn't believe it, dude. I was
like, Kobe, Nipsey.
Well.
Like, it was like one of those things where it's like, you cannot believe it's real. You're literally searching, you're waiting, you're going, every website, you're like, can somebody debunk this?
Right. Is this
it's
a troll?
Not real.
Are they trolling
It's not
me?
real. And it's like, it happened. Like, you're searching and you're going, no, man. He had just done Soul Brothers around that time too. And it was like, you know, you just felt like he was really on the stretch of his career where he was getting it. He was already at this great status. He was reaching legendary.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It was, yeah, that was a really sad death for me, dude. I was like, I can't, because I just enjoyed, again, everybody in my list, I enjoy everything that they do. Okay. Right? And from basically where they started, from being a comedian on stage, right? And then, you know, transitioning into other things, but still, you know, going back to the stage and, you know, still having that love for it and stuff. But all of it comes from that stage part, you know? Okay. And number 5 is Sinbad for me. Nice. Now, I did have, I was thinking about Kevin Hart. Mm-hmm. If we're going to keep going, Kevin Hart would probably be number 6 for me.
Okay. Respectable.
But, I just wanted to throw in there because I was rumbling Kevin Hart around, and he's another one of those where I really respect his stage game that he does, and he still does, and huge stage, like tens of thousands of, you know,
of course,
arenas,
record breaking,
you know what I'm saying? Just crazy,
of course,
crazy stuff.
Crazy.
But his movies are freaking hilarious, especially with him and The Rock.
Right.
I love those movies, man. They just, I don't know, man. I just really enjoy. He's like that Jamie Foxx category. I really just enjoy when I see him on that camera.
Right.
You know.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Mine will be quick because I had basically most of the people that you had. Obviously, number 1, Dave Chappelle. Not even a question. I have Bernie Mac at my number 2, and it's more personal than anything. I was a huge fan of Bernie Mac. It goes back to watching him on Kings of Comedy, and the amount of pissing in my pants that I did watching that goddamn stand-up that he did. You know what I mean? I mean him downstairs, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
Bernie Mac is the best, dude. Bernie Mac is.
He was so
awesome,
funny,
dude.
And then as I got older and got, you know, was able to watch like Players Club and a lot of these movies that he was in, it just really, you know what I'm saying, it really like affected me. He was just so funny all the time, man, and he was just a real dude. And so Bernie Mac is at my personal number 2. Eddie Murphy is at my number 3. Raw, what he was able to do with all his movies, the Dr. Doolittles, the Nutty Professors, and how he was able to change the game there. My number 4, Cedric the Entertainer, man. Cedric the Entertainer.
Nice.
He has never not delivered.
I'm kind of shocked with the Cedric Entertainer at number 4 for you.
Yeah, well, because I've never watched a stand-up that hasn't been good from him.
Okay, yeah, fair enough, dude.
And he's transcended so well into the comedic actor. You know what I'm saying? And he's finally got his just dues. Yeah. He has his own show now.
Right.
Amazing. I think it's just been picked up for the 4th season, so good for him. Yeah, he's finally kind of getting his desserts a little bit too here, even though he's a legend in the game. You know, obviously he's a king of comedy.
Right.
Yeah, he's one of those ones, man. He's one of those ones,
dude.
Bro.
Yeah, that Kings of Comedy. By the way, you guys haven't seen that, man. You got to go check that out.
If you haven't seen it, you're bugging. Like, that's, you know what I mean?
Right. Go to Amazon. Go rent that thing. Yeah.
Sunflower seeds at a wedding, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's cold ass wedding, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when he did the they need to let more, like, they lucky black people ain't found hockey because they let you fight. You know what I'm saying? And he went and he fell. He got out. He was like, "Damn, I really hurt myself." You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Man. I ain't calling no grown ass man delicious, dog. like, you got so many quotables in that fucking stand up, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Sad man number 4. I changed my number 5, man. I've got Jamie Foxx in there. Jamie Foxx, man, his stand-ups, bro, were so funny.
Okay, hold on one second. I want to hear, but who was at your number 5 before?
Kevin Hart was at my number 5.
Okay, all right.
Kevin Hart was at my number 5.
Okay.
I changed, and I was battling between a couple people there. Sinbad really threw me off because he's an OG and he did have great comedy. But I didn't watch Sinbad as much as like everybody that I put in my top 5. I really paid attention to and watched. Like I know their stuff. Jamie Foxx comedy specials, bro. His stand-up specials, and he was doing something that nobody was doing, which was he was incorporating the music as a part of the sketch.
He's just talented all the way around, dude. Like, fuck
you. You know what I mean? Like
right? Yeah,
who was
bro.
doing that,
Yeah,
bro?
dude.
He was creating R&B songs. Turn them into comedy, bro.
And making real R&B songs, and they're fire.
And then turn around, made some fire R&B songs, man. So shout out to Jamie Foxx. Obviously, you got the Kevin Harts of the world, bro. I feel like Kevin Hart is still on that trajectory.
I do too.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I think that's why
he's like a Kevin Durant, LeBron James. Like he's there. And he's got so much more,
dude. Yeah,
and we got to see where he goes.
Exactly. I'm really so excited to see how much. Like,
Kevin Hart can break that number 2 spot, like number 3, number 4.
Well,
like
Kevin
for sure.
Hart's still fairly young. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I know he's. I think he's in his 40s, but I mean, still. He might be late 30s, early 40s anyways.
The Laugh at My Pain and the Seriously Funny and all, man, those joints, man.
But when he gets to, that 50s, 60s, like that age,
and that's what
realm,
I want to see. Like, where does he go?
That might be really interesting
when
to
he's
see.
an OG and he's an OG and he's a gatekeeper and how he's holding down the culture.
And his kids are grown up. I mean,
right.
like, what's the story?
What's the story
that's coming
and
out of Kevin Hart? That's going to be really
crazy.
Interesting. We will revisit when in
shout
10
out
years.
to the Chris Rock. Shout out to the Steve Harveys, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Tracy Morgans, the Mike Epps, like the Chris Tuckers, man. The list can go on and on and on.
Dude,
these guys are hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
The Martin Lawrences, like these are guys that I hold in top regard. This is my personal top 5.
Right.
If I had 5 to watch on any given night, and you gave me a choice, these are the ones I'm going to. All these other guys have great comedy specials, have had great careers. Obviously, Chris Rock is Chris Rock. Mm-hmm. He's in legendary stratosphere. He's just not a personal. His style of comedy is not personally favorable to me.
Okay, so real quick, I'm Chris Rock. Chris Tucker. What happened to Chris Tucker though? I feel like he's fell off the face of the planet, bro.
Chris Tucker is about to make a huge comeback, bro.
Really? Because
trust. Okay. I saw an interview with him and Shannon Sharp.
Oh,
he had
really?
some issues. He had some issues.
Oh, did he?
He had some issues.
Okay.
He had a little Cat Williams in there. Shout out to Cat Williams too.
See, Cat Williams.
Williams.
Circle back a little bit
Facts.
where we were talking about he got pigeonholed in the sense of Cat Williams was hilarious, man. For like 4 years, it seems like he was just. He was at
the top of comedy, bro.
Special after special.
He was at the top of comedy for 3 straight years,
killing
bro.
It. And a little too much drinking, drugs,
all
whatever.
Kind of shit.
But I feel like
pimping.
But I felt like he got into a rut with the same. It almost felt samey after a while,
for sure.
And he fell into that pigeonholed.
And I feel like Chris Tucker too, man.
But nothing taken away from him.
Chris Tucker went to the highest of high with the rush hours and the Fridays.
Right, dude. Yep.
Martin Lawrence, same thing, bro. Like Martin Lawrence had the same issue, had his problems, and the industry will do something to you, bro. There's something to be said about the industry and where it's gonna take you, and you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, shout out to them. The Eddie Griffins of the world too, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Legends, man. There's too many to count.
There's a lot.
I do want to shout out a couple of newer comedians. I've shouted them out in the past. One person I think is going to be legendary. I'll tell you my 3 favorite, and I know you don't really watch the newer comedy,
right?
But I'm gonna give y'all 3 that you probably already know of. If you don't, you need to go watch these guys on Instagram. They've got comedy specials. They got all kind of stuff. Tony Baker, you can actually find him. I'm shouting these dudes out. I don't even know him. You can find him at Tony Baker on Instagram.
Now, real quick, do you know if they have specials on like Netflix or Amazon?
They don't, but they have their own specials.
They do have their own specials.
They have their own specials.
You just have
if
to
you go, actually, excuse me, I'm wrong.
I feel
Tony Baker has Tony Baker and Friends on Amazon Prime.
I was gonna say I felt like
he does.
That's why I said that, because I was like, man, I really feel like I've seen like
Tony
a thumbnail
Baker,
or something like that.
Tony Baker has
yeah.
Tony Baker and Friends on Amazon Prime. Another one, a guy who grew on me, man. I just didn't think he was that funny, but it wasn't like he wasn't funny. It was just his style of comedy. It was just different.
Okay.
And a guy that I watched and grew on me, Keon Poli.
Okay.
Keon, KeonPolee. This dude is hilarious. He has great shows on YouTube, so follow him on. I'm giving these guys a shout. I don't know them. Like, these guys are fun. I want you guys to watch them.
Right. Yeah.
They're funny. Everybody knows about Kev on Stage. Kev on Stage is like the OG. He runs everything for everybody. But Keon Poli, Tony Baker, and Ryan Davis. Ryan Davis Comedy. Literally spelled how it sounds, Ryan Davis. Comedy on Instagram. Go follow these guys. Go watch their comedy. Tony Baker is a legend. Shout out to Med too. Med, I need you to plug your boy in so I can get Tony Baker on the show, man. You know what I'm saying? Med, call Tony. Let's figure something out. But yeah, man, those guys are hilarious, man. Tony has a lot of stuff on Instagram, but his stand-ups are freaking fire. Keon, same thing. Ryan Davis, same thing. I'm actually mad because Tony Baker, I think, was in SoCal because they live out there. So he was he did something in Orange County when we came out here. It's something like that. We came out here. Keon Poli had a special the weekend we moved out here.
Oh, so like
then he came back
2019. So
and then he came back.
Okay.
I want to say it was either earlier this year or last year, and I'm just not comfortable. You know what I'm saying, being out like that. Anyways, you know what I mean. So I didn't go.
What are you talking about? COVID don't
yeah, whatever.
Here, bro.
Yeah, cool. Personal choice. I wasn't comfortable. I did want to go see him, but I want to wait until everything's a little bit more smooth.
Sure.
So I'm really bummed because I had two opportunities to see Keon Poli. An opportunity that, well, not really an opportunity, but if I would have still been out there or whatever.
Right.
And then Ryan Davis, man, his stand-ups are incredible too. So
awesome, dude. Yeah, we got to check those out.
Yeah, man.
It's been a fun one, dude. I love this. I love this series, dude. It's just so much fun. Black History Month, man. Amazing. Let us know who your guys' top 5 is. Yeah, man. What's your top 5 black comedians? Oh, man. And guys got to subscribe to our channel. Yeah. Should have said it. Already been did that. I should have done it in the beginning. Did you guys make it this far? Do you guys make it this far? Let me know if you guys make it this far. You guys won't let me know. It's all right. It's all right. I still appreciate y'all though. I still appreciate the love, everybody, man. We really do appreciate it. We see the increases. We see the love. Yeah, man. We really appreciate it, man. You guys stay safe. You guys stay positive out there.
Yeah, and as always, this is The Gray Space. Peace.